Ang bansa natin ngayon ay nalalagay sa isang pagsubok na humahamon sa bawat isa sa atin. Maraming buhay na ang nawala, pati ng ating ekonomiya ay bumaba na rin. Maraming taong naghihirap at patuloy na naghihirap. Malalampasan kaya natin ang pagsubok na ito? Kalusugan itong hinamon ng panahon nang dahil sa mapaminsalang pandemya. Edukasyon itong tanging pamana, ngunit magpapatuloy kaya? Kalusugan at buhay ba'y ating isasakripisyo para sa ating edukasyon? Nakasisiguro ba tayong matututo tayo sa panahong ito? Ang kagawaran ng edukasyon ay lubos na sinusuportahan pa rin at ipinakikita sa lahat ang programang dapat na walang mapag-iiwanang mag-aral sa karunungan at patuloy na nakikipaglaban sa kinabukasan ng mga bata. At bilang bahagi ng pamilya ng kagawaran, ay amin ding sinusuportahan ito para sa ating kinabukasan. Tuloy ang laban, tuloy ang agos ng buhay at ng edukasyon.
As per the memorandum of the President, he has given approval to the recommendation of DepEd, which, I repeat, we submitted last August 8. Thus, we will now implement such a decision to defer school opening to October 5, pursuant to Republic Act number 11480. It will be recalled that the law specifically states that the President can decide on the opening of school classes upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Department of Education. Thus, we are going to use this deferment which the President has decided upon to provide relief to the logistical limitations faced by the areas placed under the MECQ. It's very large areas and, as I said, involves millions of learners. Region 4A alone has more than 4 million learners and NCR has more than 2 million learners, as well as the other provinces have very significant learner populations as well. So we want to fill in the remaining gaps of the school opening by providing relief because of the logistical limitations to movement of teachers and also of our staff and possibly of other individuals who are involved in the process of education. Kaya we recommended October 5 in recognition of the need to make these adjustments. Areas outside MECQ are directed by DepEd to continue their orientations, their dry runs. We already have conducted more than 500 dry runs, and the delivery of learning resources so that we will be ready for the opening of classes on October 5. Once more, we'd like to emphasize that when we open classes, there will be no face-to-face sessions. And sessions will not be limited to online sessions alone. This is because we have adopted a policy of blended learning wherein various modalities are being recommended.
Welcome to Lawig National High School Main Campus. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the 2020 Students and Parents Orientation on Modular Learning. Before we proceed with our orientation, may we acknowledge the presence of our Creator through a prayer by Sir Norby Dugyon.
Father, you are the Most High. Praise and glory be unto you. Thank you for all the blessings you have showered upon us. Thank you for the gift of life, which is of good health and of prosperity. Your righteousness transcends all our efforts and understanding. Forgive us for our pride, the pride that unqualifies us to be worthy of your grace. Lord God, bless this orientation today, all those who are present, as well as the lives of those who will encounter afterward. Ready us to make every moment count. We also ask you to guide and bless the teaching and learning of this school during this so-called new normal. May it be successful. We further ask you to bless our learners, all teachers, and parents, as well as stakeholders of Lawig National High School. In Jesus' precious name. This is our prayer through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Educational responses to the crisis are capable of changing the meanings and purposes and values of school. Today, all sectors worldwide, including education, have been devastated by the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. As we approach the new normal in the post-COVID-19 era, there is a need to consider education anew in the light of emerging opportunities and challenges. And these are the topics to be discussed in this video orientation. Number 1. Discussion on modular learning as a modality in delivering lessons. Number 2. Discussion on the parts of the module. Number 3. Discussion on the weekly home learning plan. Number 4. Discussion on the class schedule. Number 5. Discussion on the instruction and feedback form. Number 6. Psychosocial support activities. Number 7. Health protocols. Number 8. Communication between parents, students, and the class advisors. Let us all welcome Marivic Ramon, Teacher 3 of Lawig National High School, to discuss to us about modular learning and the parts of the module.
Okay, so let us learn about modular learning today. What is modular learning? Modular learning involves individualized instruction that allows learners to use self-learning modules in print, digital format, electronic copy, and other learning resources like learners' materials, textbooks, activity sheets, study guides, and other study materials. Modular learning also allows the learners to ask for assistance of the subject teacher via text, call, email, instant messaging, or any other possible way. That is modular learning. So you're going to expect to have your printed module as a way to learn the lessons. The next part is the different parts of the module. What are the different parts of the module? Well, let's take a look at the main parts only because this will be the one to be given to you. So the following are the different parts of a module. We have the What I Need to Know. This contains the learning objectives which you need to accomplish. This serves as your guide as you go along with the lesson. Next, we have the What I Know. This assesses what you know about the lesson you are to tackle. Meaning to say, you could see here the pre-test, the pre-assessment, or any other activity that would check your prior knowledge. After that, we have the What's In. This connects the current lessons with the previous lessons. You will be having a short reading perhaps, or any other type of activity. Next, we have the What's New. This introduces the lesson through an activity. You could see here the introduction that would motivate you to go along with the lesson. Next, we have the What Is It? The What Is It part contains a brief discussion of the lessons. The concepts that will be provided here needs to be understood by you. Next, we have the What's More. These are activities to check your understanding of the lesson. Your subject teacher or the developer may give you 3 or more activities for your mastery. After that, we have the What I Have Learned. This portion summarizes the important ideas presented in the lesson. It could be in paragraph form, in a form of question and answer, or any other related activities. After that, we have the What I Can Do. This is now a real-life application of what you have learned. Activities will help you put into practice what you have learned in the lesson. Next, the assessment. This is a post-assessment of what you have learned. So the teacher will try to evaluate now what you have learned from the beginning of the lesson. Next, the additional activity. This is an activity that will strengthen your knowledge about the lesson. After the additional activity, we have the answer key. But take note, guys, this is discretionary. It may or may not be included by your subject teacher. After the answer key, we have the references. The references will tell you where the developer of the module took the activities or the concepts included in the module. Okay, so those are the main parts of the module. And by the way, guys, remember that honesty is still the best policy. You are allowed to open the answer key only once you are done with your activities. Okay, that's all.
Our next speaker is Madam Sonia Lonez, Master Teacher 1, and she will be discussing about weekly home learning plan and your class schedule.
Magandang araw sa ating mga mahal na magulang at mga mag-aaral dito sa Lawig National High School. Ngayon naman ay ating tatalakayin kung ano ang weekly home learning plan na kasali sa inyong module na inyong matatanggap. Sa ating mga magulang, makinig po tayo para matulungan po natin ang ating mga anak. So, what is a weekly home learning plan? So, this is a learning guide attached in the module for the students to follow in modular learning. This contains the allotted time and teacher's instructions for the students to accomplish the parts of the module. So, sa mga magulang, matatanggap natin ang module, kasali itong weekly home learning plan. So, ito ay gagamitin ng mga bata sa pagsagot sa kanilang modules. So, bakit ito mahalaga? So, why is it that the weekly home learning plan is important? This is to ensure learners are on task and guided on what they are expected to accomplish in a given week. Further instructions, additional activities are also indicated in the weekly home learning plan to enhance the learning of the students. Thus, the students should follow the weekly home learning plan provided by the subject teachers. So this is actually budgeting the time of the students So, dagiti parents nga mabalinda nga magay dagay ubingda, i-review yun to dagiti weekly home learning plan, ijay modules to ubing. Tanu, igay tayo dagiti ubing tayo. So, should the students, or if in case the students will not be able to finish the module in the allotted day and time, he or she should finish it during his or her catch-up time during Fridays or Saturday and Sunday. Pero, kaya nga meron tayong plan is for the students to be able to finish their task on time so that they can have weekends also for their other activities and family bonding. So I will be showing you a sample of the weekly home learning plan. So you will be seeing this in the presentation. So the first column there is the day and time. So it will be the time allotment for you to finish the learning task. The learning tasks are your activities which are being instructed by your teacher, as if you are talking or face-to-face, you are talking face-to-face to your teacher through the written instruction in the home learning plan. So, just follow it so that you will be finishing your modules on time. Okay, we also have the reminders, or it's up to your teacher if he or she has reminders. Okay, so after finishing your module, you accomplish the feedback form. You insert or attach your answer sheet and feedback form in the module. Do not forget to write your names. During Fridays, you will be having your PE subject, your portfolio preparation, your catch-up time for unfinished modules. So this is just an example of the learning modules to be given to you by your subject teachers. The next one will be about your class schedule. The same as when you are having your face-to-face class, meron tayong class schedule. Ano ba ito? So the class schedule of the students is where the time and day their subject modules are arranged. So this will also be attached by your advisor in the subject module he or she is handling you. Please follow the schedule. Let's say, for example, during Mondays, you'll be having, in the morning, you'll be having creative writing. Say, for example. So here's a sample of a class schedule that will be given to your, that will be attached to your module. Okay. So, per section, you will be given a class schedule. Let's say, for example, during Mondays, let's say in HUMS 12A, Monday will be for morning. You shall have practical research 2 in the morning, and the understanding culture, society, and politics in the afternoon. So, you should be able to finish your practical research 2 in the morning only, and understanding culture, society, and politics in the afternoon. So follow the schedule. The same on the other days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you can see here that every day you will be having 2 subjects. So the time is allotted there. But I repeat, if you will not be able to finish the subject allotted within the time, because maybe there are situations that comes that we cannot avoid. You can have it during Fridays. As much as possible, you finish it on the weekdays so that you will have time for weekend activities and of course family bonding. Okay. So if you have questions or queries, you can type it in our chat box so we can respond to it. Thank you very much.
Let us all welcome our next speaker, Kimmy Faye M. Binonwangan, Teacher 3 of Lawig National High School, to discuss to us about the instruction and feedback form.
Another attachments in the modules are the instructions and feedback forms. Before answering the modules, read carefully the instructions for parents and instructions for learners. These instructions will guide you in accomplishing the modules. Then, after answering the modules, do not forget to fill in the feedback form for learners and for parents. Your answers in the feedback form are very important because this will be used by the school as basis for improvement of the modular learning delivery. Your answers also will be compiled and recorded by the teachers. So here are the samples of instructions and feedback forms for parents and learners.
And to discuss to us about psychosocial support activities, let us all welcome Madam Dominga Viloria, Master Teacher 1 of Lawig National High School.
Good morning parents, good morning learners. Naimbag nga bigat tayo amin. The task assigned to me is to discuss about the guided home module, which will be accomplished for September 22 to 25, 2020. So this module is all about the psychosocial support activities for secondary learners. This module on home psychosocial support activities for secondary is developed in order to help you with understanding yourself better in this unfamiliar situation where we are right now. It contains pre-assessment tests to determine what you know about the lesson. The lesson proper, which includes activities, lessons, and discussions, and it is a must for you to read, understand, and answer carefully to help you achieve the objectives of each lesson. It also includes generalization part to help you summarize what you learned in the different lessons. Moreover, the application activities are placed to help you understand more the lessons in real-life situation. And lastly, the post-assessment test will evaluate your level of mastery in attaining the different learning objectives. At the end of lesson 1, you are expected to, number 1, identify your feelings or reactions related to the current situation. Number 2, accept that all of your feelings and reactions are normal and valid. Number 3, express your feelings through art and body movement. At the end of lesson 2, you are expected to, number 1, identify positive ways to manage your emotions. Number 2, practice calming down using relaxation exercise. At the end of lesson 3, you are expected to 1. Identify your current needs and those of your family. Number 2, become aware of the various institutions, departments, and centers present within the school environment or the immediate community. Take note of the important numbers and information regarding who to approach for your needs. At the end of lesson 4, you are expected to 1. Identify your personal, social, and emotional sources of strengths during and in the aftermath of the disaster or stressful situation. Number 2, identify your internal and external sources of strength. So it is therefore hoped that you are going to accomplish this module for the learners with the guidance of your parents, and this module will be submitted on October 5, 2020, and this will be given to the teacher assigned in your own place. So daytoy parents, padak nga naganak, ipa-answer yu nga mismo kadagiti anak yu tapno maawatan da dagiti aktibidades nga panda basaan ditoy nga module. So amin daytoy answeran da. Pangaasi yu ta ipalpalagip yu kanya da nga iteddam tumut lang into no October 5. Kindagi jay teachers nga umay dita ayan dita barangay yu. So thank you and have a nice day.
To know more about health protocols and communication between parents, students, and the teachers, let us all welcome Madam Brenda Binwag, Teacher 3 of Lawig National High School.
Batang kumet nga mangited ti palagip kinyayo nga parentes mi. Umuna ket daytoy health protocols kapu iti daytoy nga agdama nga pandemic. No classroom kuma ken recitation tubing tayo, ibagada nga amumi ay tamam, memoryado mi pay madam. Kas tamit kinya tayo nga parentes. Masapul nga memorize tayo, agsipod tada tayo ti kailangan itatta nga panagadal anak tayo. No agrubwat kayo nga mapan ijay pick up area ti module, ket no ingkabil mo jay taluan ijay bitbit mo nga bag, masapul met nga adda jay face mask mo. Imbag jay taluan, tano nalipatam ket mabalin ka gumatang ijay sentro. Ngem jay face mask, no nalipatam, mabalin kamit gumatang ijay sentro. Imas na lang, no nasabat mo ni virus jay dalan, when no ijay nagluganam, ket kimapit ken ka, ay ket kaasi ka. So masapul, at dati face mask nga suot-suot tayo. Maikadwa, no adda kayo ijay pick up area, panunutem latta nga pila-pila. Amin nga papanam ket adda ti pila ngem awan ti makan nga ited mi. Jay module lang ti maited. So, you observe social distancing. May katalo, before alain nyo jay folder nga adda module na, ket ag-disinfect kayo. Naiyawid yu, ag-disinfect met lang dagi jay anak yu before nga ited yu or alain da. Pas jay met pamayan mi no alain mi. Tapno, maprotektaran tayo ti sarili tayo. So i-practice tayo ti frequent hand washing ijay balbalay tayo. Dagitoy apo ti reminders on health protocols. So first, observe social distancing, then observe frequent hand washing and wearing of face mask. Sumaruno, ket daytoy kuna tayo nga open communication between parents, learners, and teachers. No adda ti questions, queries, or concern about ijay module, for example, awan answer na, ket tirumbeng aramiden tayo naganak, ket tawagan nyo jay teacher nga akin handle ken diyay nga subject. Adda ti contact number jay teacher ijay module. Hanyo apo damagen jay concern you ijay teacher nga madina subject. Sumaruno, adda ti class schedule nga maited per students. Suruten nyo jay oras nga naited per subject. No adda ti questions, when no concern you, teksan or tawagan nyo lang jay teacher nga naka-assign ken jay nga subject, ijay lang nga oras nga nakakabil ijay schedule. For example, no ti schedule ti applied economics ket Monday from 8 to 12 noon, ijay lang ti time nga ag-text kayo ken jay subject teacher. Han kayo ag-text ti alauna, taada naka-schedule ken jay nga oras. Ken han kayo ag-text or ag-tawag no beyond office hours. The office hours tayo lang ket from 8 to 4:30 p.m. Han kayo ag-text or ag-tawag no alas 9 ti rabii, tagbuya kami met ti Encantadia. May katalo nga palagip ket jay nagtungtungan tayo idi August 14 nga duwa nga expanded envelope. Pangkabilan mi ti module nga ited mi. No October 5, 2020, ti deadline ti payments nga 70 pesos. Ited yun October 5, ijay teacher nga naka-assign ijay pick-up area ti module. This is all. Thank you and God bless us all.
And that's all for the video orientation. We look forward for your comments, and for the open forum, just comment down your questions. We thank you for watching this video orientation.